Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my full series review of the 8-volume Kodansha series, O Maidens in Your Savage Season. This is by Mario Okada and the art is by now Emoto. Both of these ladies I was already familiar with, and so was super excited to check out this series. Pretty sure this has a very popular anime adaptation as well, but I have not seen it, so I can't really speak to that. But the manga is really well done. This is a coming-of-age, sexuality, kind of sexual awakening, puberty story about Kazusa, who is this girl here. She is kind of our main character, but we follow most of these girls as well. She joins the literary club at her high school, and they read basically classic literature. And it's all girls. They have a young male teacher as their club advisor, but the club itself is made up of all females, and they basically they're a bit prudish. They kind of, especially their club president, who's this girl here, sees herself as above other people because she is not interested in sex, and they see sex as this horrible kind of beast that is that taints people. They're very focused on purity and on virginity, but as they're reading through some of these classic literary works, there are sex scenes in these books, which kind of awakens something in these young women, and now they're sort of interested in sex, but they don't know how to talk about it, and they don't know how to go about exploring that in a healthy way. And so they're still trying to uphold this prim and proper idealistic situation while also at the same time, getting aroused and grappling with these pubescent feelings. So it's very interesting. It's not crude in a way that's it's not fan servicey. It's really, really done in a way that is, these young women are trying to start this conversation about sexuality, but really don't know how. They haven't been given the tools or the resources to talk about it, to explore their sexuality. So they're a bit lost, which is very realistic. I mean, teenagers do have sex. That is a thing that happens. But not everybody is super gung-ho about it. A lot of people are nervous. A lot of people are embarrassed or just don't even know where to start. And so there are it is a romance as well. There are some romantic situations that happen in terms of, a childhood friend. There is an age gap trope happening in here as well. There is love triangles and some really not great guys involved. But at the heart of it is a story about these young women, these teenagers who are just trying to figure things out. And I found this to be so, yes, it's over the top because it's a manga and it's got a comedy aspect to it and whatever, but at the same time, I found this to be super realistic. I knew people in high school who were writing smutty fan fiction or just erotic fiction. I had friends who were doing that. I had friends who were very interested in teachers. I had friends who were exploring their sexuality in different ways. I was able to find connections to my life and my experience in high school in most of these characters and situations. One of the boys in particular who ends up going on a couple of dates with one of the girls. He is an ass. Not a nice guy, but he totally 100%. I knew guys like that. I know men like that now, but in the embodiment of a high school boy, boys behave that way. Not all of them, but some of them do. And I knew boys who behaved that way. And when I was reading it, I was so shocked at how realistically portrayed the dialogue and the behavior of some of these young people was. It just, I was so impressed. Super, super impressed. The artwork is beautiful. It's, now Emoto has really, really beautiful character designs and just does some really great artwork in general. It's very character focused. Like, there's not a ton of backgrounds and things like that because it's a lot of close-ups of the characters. There's a lot of funny faces. Really beautiful. Like, you can see kind of like the sketchy sort of artwork. Lighting is played with a lot. Yeah, we just got some funny faces. It's a comedy. It's also kind of a drama. It's a coming of age title if there ever was one. Really beautifully done. Highly recommend it. I know that some people are uncomfortable with the discussion of sex when it comes to people under the age of 18, but I think that this one is done, like I said, it's not a fan service way. It's literally a blunt puberty story about these young people who just are they're so horny, but they don't know what to do about it. And it just feels so real and it's hilarious. Highly, highly recommended if you have not read it. Yeah, it was a fun ride all the way through. I think only the first two were out when I first bought them, and then the rest of it I had to wait for, and I was pre-ordering them the whole time because it was just, I was looking forward to reading this every time a new volume came out. But yeah, really beautifully done. Obviously the covers are gorgeous. The spines are all really colorful and fun. They look great on the shelf. The backs are all these really beautiful floral kind of things. It's just a beautiful series all around. Highly recommend reading it if you have not already. Thank you for watching.